So I believe this makes part 4 of trying to get my E36 to start, just still kind of facing that crank no start issue. I have spark, I have fuel, and still no start. So today my goal is to do a compression test. If that kind of should give me an idea, and maybe I need to do a leak down test or not. But I done one cylinder and it was about 90 psi, which is low. So I'm gonna do all 6 of them. Since I can't get the engine hot, I'm gonna do a drop of oil in, or some oil in each cylinder as well, and just kind of let that sit, crank them all, and then do a compression test on each one. So I've got the coil packs off, spark plugs pulled, and they're actually new plugs I put in probably about a week ago. These had different NGKs in, dual prong. I put single ones in, gapped them to the correct gapping, in hopes that maybe that was it. Maybe I'd fouled the plugs, but that didn't do the trick either. So pulled all the plugs. Right now I've got about 5 milliliters of oil in each cylinder. I'm gonna let that sit overnight and just kind of go down and lubricate the rings. Might crank it a little bit here with the fuel pump fuse pulled as well. And then obviously it's dark out tomorrow. I'll run a compression test on all 6 cylinders and determine what the numbers are. Well, all the compression numbers were fairly decent. They were all north of 150. One of them was about 180, 190, but that one had some water in the cylinder possibly too, along with the oil that I added. Now what I should have done was run a compression test before adding any oil to the cylinders, and then run it again and see if the numbers improved at all. But I'm going to throw the plugs back in, the coil packs back on, connect everything again, fuel pump fuse, and maybe the cylinders are just washed, and that's why it wouldn't start. So I'll give that a shot. Well, it started, which leads me to believe I do have a compression issue. I think my next move is going to be, I'm going to let it sit for a couple days, maybe try and start it again. Started up and ran there briefly, but then it kind of died. The intake boot wasn't connected all the way. So I might try that again, but I want to compression test it dry, with no oil in the cylinders, and see what happens, and see what the numbers are, the results are. If they're low, obviously it's kind of pointing to the rings, but I'm probably going to pick up a leak down tester and just see, kind of identify exactly where the issue lies. But it started. That's a success. So it's either a compression issue or the cylinders are dry. Obviously it ran, so I know it's healthy enough to run, but for extended periods of time without kind of artificially inflating the compression, who knows. But I'm getting somewhere finally. I think this was part 4, but definitely going to be a part 5 to try and figure this out some more, so stay tuned.